Shalom Israel, this is Mapatak here. First and foremost, I want to say call Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barakatan, to the elders who taught us this truth, to the brothers and sisters on the four corners of this burning earth, being obedient to his laws, statutes, and commandments, trusting in Yahweh Shai the Mashiach, and just, standing on the word. Today, I want to go into shown and proven through the precepts what the this multitude in Revelation what is it, 7 verse 9, who this multitude is. Okay, now a lot of people, first thing they go to, when we tell them that only Israel could be saved, the first thing they go to is what about that that multitude that can't be numbered in Revelation 7 verse 9. So through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, I'm basically go through the precepts and show and prove that this multitude is Israel. So first I want to go to real quick. First I want to go to let's see, what is that? I want to go to Isaiah 28th chapter first and foremost. All right. All right. Isaiah 28. I want to start at verse 10. Okay, it says, Isaiah 28 verse 10, it says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. And I'm going to skip right down to verse 13. It says, but the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backwards and be broken and snared and taken. So basically, to get an understanding of these laws, statutes, and commandments, okay, you got to go line upon line, precept upon precept. That's how you get an understanding. You know what I mean? All right. So real quick, I want to go to Revelation, the 7th chapter. Okay. All right. All right, so I want to start. Basically, I'm gonna start at the beginning, okay? Just so you get some context, okay? Basically, of what this, what the scriptures are talking about, So I'm gonna start at verse 1. This is Revelation 7, verse 1, and it says, "And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree." Verse 2. "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." Verse 3. "Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads." So basically, the angels telling these other angels, don't do nothing, don't let the destruction, come upon this earth until the servants of the Most High Power, they're sealed in their foreheads. So real quick, let me go to Ezekiel 9 verse 4. Okay, Ezekiel 9 verse 4 says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of thereof. So basically, we know that Jerusalem is talking about Israel, because we know that it was a people before it was a place, So basically, in verse 3, it's talking about the Lord telling the angels, don't let destruction come on this, come on this earth, okay, or come to America, okay, until the people that sigh and cry, the servants that sigh and cry for the Most High are sealed, okay. Now verse 4 says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. So this is talking about 144,000, the chosen, the elect, Verse 5, it says, of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin, of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephilim was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So basically saying 12,000 out of the 12 tribes were sealed. Okay, now once these 12,000 out of these 12 tribes are sealed, okay, then basically, basically what's going to go on, okay, basically these angels are going to basically do what comes next, put it like that, okay. So verse 9 says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So a lot of so-called Christians, okay, they would say that these people that was in the white robes, or basically was everybody, everybody. That's how they get the inkling that everybody could be saved, But through these precepts, through the Spirit, you're going to show and prove that these people that are in these white robes are Israel. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna go back to the top of verse 9, and it says, "After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude." So let's do this precepts. Let's get an understanding of basically who this multitude is. Okay, and the first precept I want to go to is Genesis 32:12. Okay, Genesis 32 verse 12 says, and thou saidest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for a multitude. So basically it's talking about, when the hold on, let me go up a little. Okay, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna start at verse 9. 32 and 9. It says, and Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which says unto me, return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. Verse 10, I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant, for with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become to bands. Verse 11, deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. Verse 12, and thou didst, Slaki, and thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered, for a multitude. So basically, Jacob is praying to the Most High, to help him from his brother Esau, and he's recollecting, or letting the Most High know how he made a covenant, with Abraham, how he's going to bless basically the children of Israel, okay, and how the Lord said that the number is going to be a number that cannot be numbered for a multitude. He's talking about Israel right here, okay. The next precept I want to go to is Hosea 1 and 10. All right. Okay. Okay, Hosea. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. I'm gonna start at 9. It says, Then said Yahweh, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Verse 10, Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. So basically, there it goes again. It says that, okay, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. So there it is. It's talking about a multitude, okay? Israel, okay? All right, the next precept I want to go to, okay? Where's my pocket? Okay. Next precept I want to go to, this is basically second Esdras, 3rd chapter. Second Esdras, okay, the 3rd chapter. I'm going to read from 13. I'm read from 13. Hold up. I'm reading from 13 all the way down to 16. Okay, 13 says, Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. 14, Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will. Verse 15, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. Verse 16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. So there it is again, okay? That great multitude is basically the children of Israel. Jacob, the seed of Jacob. All right. So now, okay, let me go back to Revelation. Okay, so now basically we know that great multitude, okay, through the precepts, okay, is talking about basically the seed of Abraham, the children of Israel. Now as I go on, it says, and which no man could number of all nations. Okay, now what is it talking about? Talking about nations, because people say, well, look, it says nations too, but it says of all nations. Okay, so basically we know that the children of Israel were scattered, okay, to all these nations. Okay, so let's get a couple precepts shown and proven. All right. My first precept I want to go to is Leviticus chapter 26. All right. Leviticus chapter 26. I want to read. Hold up. Okay. I'm going to read verse 32 and 33. It says, "And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it." Verse 33. "And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste." So basically, it's talking. The Most High is talking about the children of Israel. Okay, how He's going to scatter them. Okay, for not being obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. My next precept, I want to go to James, the book of James. All right, 1 second. Okay, this is the book of James. James chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings." So basically it's talking about, that's self-explanatory. Okay, it's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel who were scattered to the four corners of the planet Earth. Okay, and basically in the different nations, the children of Israel were scattered. All right, my next precept I want to go to is Ezekiel 11th chapter. All right. Okay, Ezekiel 11th chapter. I'll read 16 and 17. All right, Ezekiel 11th chapter, 16 and 17. Verse 16. "Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come." Verse 17. "Therefore say, thus said the Lord Yahweh, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel." So basically, the Most High is saying He scattered Israel to all these other countries, these lands, but He's going what He's going to say. He's going to take them back and give them the land of Israel back. Okay, and that's a cut. Okay, that's a salvation cut right there. Because it says He's going to give Israel, his land back, not nobody else. All right, so my next precept, I want to go to is Amos 9, verse 9. All right. All right. Okay, Amos 9, verse 9 says, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." So there you go. He's going to sift them into other nations. So basically, let's go back to Revelation 7, verse 9. So we know that multitude is speaking about Israel, through the precepts. And we know that when it says of nations, it's talking about Israel, because Israel was scattered into different nations, And then it goes on to say, and kindreds, So what is it talking about, kindreds? Real quick, I want to go to the blue letter, and then give you the definition of the word kindred. This is Greek 5442, and it means a tribe. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So basically, according to the Strongs, the word kindred basically is talking about all the people, okay, all the people, the patriarchs that comes from the you know, the tribe of Israel, you know, family. That's what kindred means, family. Okay, so let's get a couple precepts showing and proving kindred. Um, next, let me go to let's go to Revelation 5 verse 9 real quick. Okay, Revelation 5 verse 9 says, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. So it's basically it's talking about Israel, okay? Let me read it one more time, okay? And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. So it's talking about Israel, okay? Who was slain, okay? Yahushua, so-called Jesus Christ, was slain, okay? He was slain for who? For Israel, okay? Real quick, I want to go to let me see. I'm gonna go to Matthew 1:21. Okay, it says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. So we know, okay, we know when it's talking about his people, we know it's talking about, you know, Israel, okay? Because I mean, we can go into Acts 5 verse 30, okay? We can go into the book of Luke. I mean, we go to plenty of places, okay, that we can show and prove that how Yahushua Hamashiach basically died for Israel. Okay, so that shows and prove that we know that when it says kindred, okay, it's talking about, you know, the family of Israel. All right, so let me go back to Revelation real quick. Okay, now we know the multitude. Okay, Israel through the precept. We know the nations, because Israel is scattered through nations, and we know kindreds. It means, you know, it means a family. Okay, and then it goes on to say, and people and tongues. Okay, and then what is it talking about when it's talking about tongues? Okay, let's go to the book of Acts. Okay, chapter 2. All right. Okay, Acts chapter 2. I want to read from. I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna read at 9. Okay. Okay, and it says, verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Okay, well they were scattered. Okay. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. Verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born? Verse 9. Parthians, Medes, Elamites, and dwellers of Mesopotamia and Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia. Verse 10. And okay, I mean, the that goes and shows and proves, okay, that, you know, Israel was scattered. Okay, verse 10. Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Verse 11. Cretes and Arabians who do hear them speak in our tongues and wonderful works of Yahweh. So basically, what's going on is the men of God, they was speaking the gospel, okay, in all these different tongues. Why? Because that's how basically they was able to understand, okay, this gospel, because they were scattered into different nations, okay. And what happened was they grew up, okay, or they adapted speaking the tongue of these different nations, but they were still they were still Israelites, All right, so the next, let me go back to hold on real quick. All right, so let me go back to Revelation 9. Revelation 7 verse 9. Now we know what the multitude is through the precepts. We know who the nations is through the precepts. We know who the kindreds is through the precepts. And we know when it starts up talking about tongues, what it's talking about, okay? Then it goes on to say, stood before the throne and before the Lamb clothed with white robes. So now, who is it talking about who are clothed with white robes? Okay, next go to let's go to second Esdras again. All right, let's go to second Esdras. All right, I want to go to second Esdras chapter 2. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 40. Okay. I'm going to start at verse 4 and I'm going to read all the way down. All right. Verse 40 says, Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. Okay, there it is, the verse 40. Okay, it's talking about, Israel. Okay, they're the ones that was clothed in white. Okay, let me go ahead and read a couple more verses. Verse 41, the number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. Okay, verse 42. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. Verse 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled greatly. Okay? Verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Verse 45, he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and received palms. Okay, there you go. Okay, now if you go back to Revelation 7 verse 9, okay, it says, cloth with white robes and palms in their hands. Okay, I mean, I ain't got to read no more. Okay, it's talking about, it's talking about Israel. Okay. And real quick, let's go back to Revelation. Okay, let's real quick. Let me go to Revelation 2, verse 10 and 11. Okay, Revelation 2, 10 and 11 says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you in prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, verse 11. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. You know, that second death is talking about the fire. So basically, in the book of Second Esdras, okay, it speaks about the ones that basically was in the white robes, who was given basically the palms, okay, and was given a crown by the person, the tall person who was the Son of God, okay. And if you read it further, it'll tell you that that person was the Son of God. Let me go down. I'm gonna read 46. 46 says, this is Second Esdras, okay, chapter 2, verse 46. It says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? Verse 47. So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Okay, so let's go back to Revelation. Okay, now let's go back to Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. And let's read it with an understanding, okay? And it goes on to say, After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. So basically we know that multitude is talking about Israel, okay? Because the Most High had a covenant with Abraham. He said he's going to make his seed, as the stars of the sky and as the sand of the seashore, sand of the seashore, And then it goes on to say, which no man can number, of all nations. Okay, so basically when it says of all nations, we know that the Most High scattered Israel, okay, into all these nations according to the precepts. Okay, and then it said and kindreds. Okay, we know the word kindreds, okay, means basically family of descendants of Jacob, Israel. Then it goes on to say, and people and tongues. Okay, we know that when the children of Israel were scattered into these other different nations, okay, they spoke the language of these nations, but they were Israelites. Okay, then it goes on and says, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes. So we know that the ones who were clothed in these white robes was talking about Israel. Okay, and these white robes, okay, is talking about the truth. Okay, and palms in their hands. And we know if you go to the precept of Second Esdras, the 3rd chapter, it speaks about, okay, the children of Israel, basically who was basically with these white robes on, okay, and had the palms and was crowned basically for, enduring to the end. Okay, and let me read one more precept. This is basically Isaiah 48 verse 12. Isaiah was it 48? What's that? Okay, Isaiah 48 verse 12 says, Hearken unto me, O Jacob, and Israel, my called. I am he. I am the first, I also am the last. Okay. So basically, the Spirit is saying, O Jacob, O Israel, okay, hearken unto basically Yahweh side of Mashiach, hearken unto the Lord, listen, listen to the Most High, okay, because it says in John 8:32, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, and with that, I just pray that Israel, you was edified. If I said anything wrong, it wasn't the spirit, it was the flesh. And I just pray that you understand these precepts, because that's what gives us the understanding, okay, of breaking down these scriptures, okay, is the precepts line upon line, here a little, there a little, okay. That's how we get an understanding of His word. And with that, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Shalom.